Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with towering trees, sparkling streams and chattering animals, there lived a curious baby named Araw. Araw, whose name meant sun in the old tongue, was known for her bright smile and adventurous spirit. Though she was just a baby, her curiosity often led her to explore the wonders of the forest. One sunny morning, as the birds sang their melodies and the golden light filtered through the leaves, Araw crawled out of her cozy little hut. Her parents were busy preparing breakfast, but Araw, ever the explorer, couldn't resist the call of the forest. With a giggle, she toddled off into the trees, her tiny hands brushing against the soft moss and her eyes wide with wonder. Araw soon found herself in a part of the forest she had never seen before. The trees here seemed to whisper secrets to one another, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. Araw tilted her head, listening intently. She reached out to touch the bark of a large oak tree, and to her surprise, it felt warm, as if the tree had a heartbeat. "Hello, little one," the tree seemed to say in a deep, gentle voice. Araw blinked in amazement. The tree's branches swayed, and a single golden leaf floated down, landing softly in her hands. She held it up to the light, marveling at its shimmering glow. As Araw continued her journey, she heard a soft rustling in the bushes. Out popped a red fox with bright, curious eyes. The fox tilted its head, studying Araw for a moment before letting out a friendly yip. "Hello, baby Araw," the fox said with a sly grin. "What brings you so far from home?" Araw giggled and reached out to pat the fox's soft fur. The fox nuzzled her hand and said, "Would you like to see something magical? Follow me." The fox led Araw to a hidden glade, where fireflies danced in the air, their tiny lights twinkling like stars. Araw clapped her hands in delight as the fireflies formed shapes in the air. A butterfly, a flower, and even a tiny version of Araw herself. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Araw felt a little tired. She sat down on a soft patch of grass, clutching her golden leaf. Just then a shadow passed overhead, and a large, majestic owl landed on a low branch nearby. "Hoo-hoo!" the owl hooted softly. "You've had quite an adventure today, little Araw." Araw looked up at the owl with wide eyes. The owl's feathers were a mix of brown and gold, and its eyes sparkled with wisdom. "The forest is full of wonders," the owl said, "but it's time for you to return home. Your parents must be worried." Araw nodded, though she was reluctant to leave. The owl spread its wings and gently lifted her onto its back. With a powerful flap, they soared above the trees, the cool night air brushing against Araw's cheeks. The owl flew Araw back to her hut, where her parents were waiting anxiously. They gasped in relief as the owl landed softly and Araw slid off its back, still clutching her golden leaf. "Thank you," Araw's mother said to the owl, who simply nodded and flew off into the night. Araw's father scooped her up into his arms, and her mother kissed her forehead. "You're our little adventurer, aren't you?" her father said with a chuckle. That night, as Araw drifted off to sleep, she dreamed of whispering trees, friendly foxes, dancing fireflies, and wise old owls. And though she was just a baby, she knew that the forest would always be her magical playground, waiting for her next adventure. The end.